On down around the Lucas Oil Speedway, 25 laps, the distance, a $750 top prize. Race fans, here we go into turn number 3 out of turn number 4. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Stock Car Showtime in Wheatland, Missouri. Your American racer, USRA Stock Car A-Main is underway. Field fanning out top to bottom. Doug Keller will lead the field down the back straightaway. Matt Graham knocking on the back door early on in this one. Bill Crimmins charges the bottom, as well as the 14 of Todd Staley. Running top to bottom early on in this one. Keller going to lead lap number 1. Crimmins up in the second ahead of Pat Graham. Todd Staley in the 4th place spot as Crimmins pulls alongside your leader down the back straightaway. Crimmins taking a look at the 7 of Doug Keller. Into turns 3 and 4. He works the hub of the speedway side by side for the top spot off of turn number 4. Keller will hang on to the lead here on lap number 2. Crimmins right there ready to strike. Pat Graham in the 3rd place spot. Jesse Brown, Todd Staley. Here comes Jalen Wettengale, as well as the 2J of Steve Jackson. Some good racing there as your leaders remain side by side off of turn number 4. Crimmins slide up. He'll shut the door on the 7 of Doug Keller. The two may have made a bit of contact there off of turn number 4. Keller going to try to come back after the 35 of Crimmins down the back straightaway. Pat Graham still in that 3rd place spot. Jesse Brown in for Todd Staley rounds out the top 5 as Keller is trying to reclaim the lead. We've got a caution over in turn number. Looking for a good restart out of turn number 4. Looks like we will get it 3 laps in. 22 to go in your American Racer USRA Stock Car A-Main. Crimmins looking to pull away as he's put about 5 car lengths between himself and the 7 and the 1G, Keller and Graham, but they close it back up in the corners. See if Crimmins can pull him back down the straightaway as he continues to nail down that top spot. Pat Graham now closing back in on your leader, as well as the 7 of Keller. Those two remain side by side. Todd Staley, the 14, the 11 of Jesse Brown. A pretty good duel for the number 4 spot as well. They're 2 by 2, 2nd through 5th, and really 2 by 2 beyond that, as well as Peyton Taylor is charging his way up through the field. So Peyton Taylor in that 3T, well inside the top 10 now. He started 20th on the grid. We'll keep an eye on the hard-charging 3T is out in front. It's still Crimmins, your leader, still 2 by 2, 2nd through 5th. Pat Graham pushes way up the banking, that time in turn number 4. That'll kill Staley's momentum, at least for a moment. Staley back to the cushion now in the 14, back in that 5th place spot just behind Brown and Graham. Now he'll close to the back bumper of the 1G off into turns 3 and 4. Pat Graham trying to gather that car back in and put it along the high side of the speedway. He'll do just that on exit turn number 4. Up into 3rd ahead of the 11 of Jesse Brown. Caution is out for a car. 7 laps completed of 25. They tighten up on your leader, Bill Crimmins. Bit of a bunched up start there coming to the green flag with 7 laps down. Todd Staley trying to roll to the high side of the speedway, trying to get a run on those top 3. That'll open the door for Jackson in the middle. Jackson not able to strike just yet. Now he'll follow to the high side of the speedway in that 2J car. We'll see how quickly those momentum lines get wound up around the top shelf of the speedway as Crimmins works right through the middle. Bill Crimmins, your leader, right through the middle. The 1G of Pat Graham in 2nd, Doug Keller in 3rd. Here comes Staley to the outside. Get a good run off of 2 and down the back straightaway to work by Doug Keller. Making that high side work. He's got the left front up in the air as he'll clear by Keller and now set his sights on Pat Graham. Back to the high side goes the 14 of Todd Staley. He'll get a big run of momentum off of 2. Give Graham a little shot in the shorts down the back straightaway. Now he'll look back up to the outside of the 1G of Graham as Graham moves down to the inside. Slides back up to the top on exit of turn number 4. Pretty good race for that 2nd place spot between Pat Graham and Todd Staley. Doug Keller getting back in the mix now in the 7 car as another bump down the back straightaway. Pat Graham can feel him back there. Now he'll slide up the banking on exit of turn number 4. Hit his marks along the top side of the speedway. That'll slow up Staley for a moment, allow Keller to pull alongside the 14. Great racing 2nd through 4th in this one. Keller to the inside, Staley along the high line. Those two race side by side. Jesse Brown, Jalen Wettengale in a good side-by-side race for 5th as well, as they're 3 wide working off of turn number 4. 3 wide, Staley in the middle, Graham up top with Keller along the bottom. They'll go 3 wide in turn number 2 as well. Keller will slip back into 4th now. Now he'll dive back to the bottom groove of the speedway through turns 3 and 4. Great 3-car battle for the runner-up position in this one, as Doug Keller seems to have gotten his feet back beneath him a bit as he's charging back to the inside of the 1G of Pat Graham. Staley still hustling the high side in that 4th place spot. They'll be side by side into turns 3 and 4. Bill Crimmins still rolling untouched out in front of your field. A great run right now for the Fort Dodge Iowan. About a half a straightaway advantage. Closes up through the corners, but he's really able to pull him down the back straightaway into turns 3 and 4. He'll close in on lap traffic now. Aaron Johns, the 14 car, the first driver, Crimmins will have to deal with here with 10 laps to go. 15 in, 10 to go. Crimmins puts Johns a lap down. Doug Keller will take the 2nd place spot away from Pat Graham. Now Graham drives back underneath the 7 down the back straightaway. Graham battling back, trying to throw a slider in turn number 4. He'll barely clear the nose of the 7 of Keller. So Graham going to reclaim the runner-up spot over the 7 of Doug Keller. Todd Staley still working in 4th. Jalen Wettengale now in the top 5 in the 91J car. So Wettengale rounds out the top 5 as Bill Crimmins works by another lap car down the front straightaway. 17 in and 8 to go for Bill Crimmins. 31 headed pit side. That's James McMillan. We will lose him here with 8 laps to go. So McMillan pulls pit side. We stay green. Crimmins your leader. Pat Graham back up to 2nd now over the 7 of Keller. Staley and Wettengale still complete the top 5 of this one. Jesse Brown just outside of those top 5. We'll keep an eye on the 11 car as he tries to roll up into the top 5 here in the waning stages of this one. Bill Crimmins still out in front, that 35. With 6 laps to go this time by. So a half a dozen remain here in the Stock Car A main, and Bill Crimmins continues to enjoy about a half a straightaway advantage over the 7 of Keller, the 1G of Graham. Staley still 4th, Wettengale 5th. Jesse Brown still on the outside there in 6th. 7th is Peyton Taylor. 8th is Nick Whalen. 9th is Steve Jackson. Top 10 rounds out with Kevin Anderson. So Anderson rounds out your top 10 runners here with 4 laps to go once they cross by the starter stand. Slide job for the 2nd place spot. Doug Keller pulls off the slider over Pat Graham. Those two continue to duke it out in the battle for the runner-up position. Pat Graham back down to the inside of the 7, down the back straightaway. He'll move up to the high side this time through turns 3 and 4. In that race for 2nd, it's been good nearly all race long. We saw Graham throw a slider. Now we've seen Keller throw a slider for that 2nd place spot. Staley in 4th. Wettengale rounds out the top 5 here in the closing laps. 2 laps to go. This time by for the 35 of Bill Crimmins. They'll work along the bottom groove of the speedway. Pass a couple more lap cars in this one. White flag will come to the air off of turn number 4. 1 more lap to go for the 35 of Bill Crimmins. Jesse Brown trying to crack up into the top 5 here on the final lap of this one. Doug Keller is now closed in on the 35 of Bill Crimmins here on the final lap. Race for the checkers in lap traffic. Slide job for the win in this one. Doug Keller steals it from the 35 of Bill Crimmins. Your Casey's A main ready to come to green here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Tanner Mullins takes the field down the back straightaway. The 02 car will be your leader down the back stretch into turns 3 and 4 as we've got trouble over on the exit of turn number 2, the 4W of Tyler Wolf. MTS win. So we will see If tonight is the night for the 0-2 of Tanner Mullins, still a long way to go here in Wheatland as we go back green off of turn 4. Tanner Mullins back in command of your field. Derek Ramirez works in the second place spot. Dustin Sorensen, Dustin Hodges, Ryan Gustin, and Dustin Sorensen. As Sanders is around in turn number 4. So here we go, looking for a good restart off of turn number 4. Tanner Mullins back on the loud pedal. We're back underway with 2 laps completed of 40. And tonight's Casey's A-Main here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. Wednesday Night Madness presented by Big Deal Car Care. Back to the green flag, back to business. Tanner Mullins out in front of your field. The 0-2 will lead. A few car length to the advantage off of turn number 4. Ramirez in that second place spot. Gustin up into the third place spot. Double trouble right now to the Ramirez Motorsports team. Running second and third. It's Ramirez in second. Gustin in third. Sorensen up into that fourth place spot. He won a couple of weekends ago in USMTS action of the Mississippi Thunder Speedway in that 19. Right now he runs in the fourth place spot. Out in front though, it is still the 0-2 of Tanner Mullins as we've got a caution. Mississippi Thunder Speedway in Fountain City, Wisconsin just a few weekends ago as the field tightens back up through turns 3 and 4. 4 laps in of 40 and we're back underway. So back to the green we go. Tanner Mullins leading the field. We still got double vision, second and third right now. Gustin to the inside of Derek Ramirez. Gustin working the bottom groove of the speedway. Ramirez slides up and out of the groove that time in turn number 4. He had all 4 American racers over the cushion that time. That allowed Sorensen to slip by. But Ramirez gathered the car back in. He's got the run back up top and he'll pull back alongside the 4X of Ryan Gustin. Those 4 cars still run side by side. Gustin has the advantage at the line for second over the 4R of Derek Ramirez, still side by side for the number 2 spot. Ramirez with a good run along the high side that time. A lot of momentum underneath that 4R car. He powers ahead of Gustin, at least for the moment. And now Sorensen really has it rolling along the hub of the speedway as well, fast along the bottom in the 19. Sorensen will become a factor shortly in this one as we got trouble down in turn number 4 now. Ryan Gustin on the inside of row 2. Derek Ramirez to his outside. The twin 4 cars sitting second and third in this one. 7 laps in, still 33 to remain. Plenty of time to get where you need to be. 7 in, 33 to go. We're back underway. Tanner Mullins in command. About 3 car lengths between himself and the 4 cars who continue to run second and third. This time by it will be Gustin that has the advantage for second. So Ryan Gustin has the advantage over the 4R of Derek Ramirez. That time at the line, Ramirez running that high line, trying to get the momentum wound up underneath that Hughes Racing chassis 4R. Dustin Sorensen back to the bottom groove of the speedway in the 4th place spot. Dustin Hodges upsets the car. That allows Terry Phillips to pull alongside him in the race for 5th. TP may grab the 5th place spot out of the B main, and he will. Terry Phillips started 13th on the grid. He's into the top 5 now. Let's keep an eye on the red 75. See if the Springfield, Missouri veteran reels in those top 4 runners right now as the 0-2 of Mullins leads. Gustin runs in second. Third is Ramirez. 4th is Sorensen. And again, Phillips rounding out the top 5 of this one. Ramirez now with a bit of an ill-handling race car. It looked like that time off of turn number 4. He upset the car. That allowed Sorensen to work by into the 3rd place spot. But Ramirez gets a good drive to get back around him down the back straightaway. Pretty good battle for that 3rd place spot. 2 distinct grooves for those 2 as Sorensen tracks right along the bottom. Ramirez continues to blast the cushion. They'll go back to the top side through turns 1 and 2. Sorensen still along the bottom. Good race in there for 3rd. Terry Phillips now reeling those 2 cars in. TP on the move. Again, started 13th on the grid, looking for more as Jacob Lease pulls off into the infield. We lose the 21 here with 13 laps in the books. Adam Cates back out on the racetrack, the 23, as well as we complete lap number 14, this time by Tanner Mullins in the 02. And now Gustin has moved to the high side of the speedway. He's going to put that 4X car up on the cushion. He'll roll to the top shelf in turns 3 and 4. He's got a big run this time off of turn number 4, and he'll close the back bumper, the 02 of Tanner Mullins. Here comes the Reaper along the high side. He'll roll to the cushion once more off of turn number 2. Get the car set on exit 2 and down the back straightaway, back up to the outside of Tanner Mullins once again. The Reaper high side flying. Mullins rolls the bottom, and we've got a new leader at the line. It's Ryan Gustin. Ryan Gustin takes the lead with 15 laps in the books. Sailing along the top shelf of the speedway right now is the 4X of Ryan Gustin. This time he'll put a couple car lengths between himself and the 02 of Tanner Mullins. Just under a half a second advantage at the line that time for the Reaper. We'll see what it is when they cross by here to complete lap number 18. Last time it was 0.438 seconds. This time it will be 0.392, so Mullins chipped away at it a bit. Gustin jumped the cushion for a moment that time in turn number 4, and Mullins reeled him back in. Terry Phillips has worked up into the 3rd place spot. I'd keep an eye on TP as well in this one, as he's disposed of a couple more cars in his hard charge right now. He'll be hunting down your leaders shortly in this one as Tanner Mullins moves the bottom groove of the speedway side by side for the lead down the backstretch. Mullins on the inside, Gustin along the high side. We got a lap car to deal with. Adam Cates working that same high line that the 4X of Gustin is. So Gustin may have to change his line as he closes in on the 23 of Cates. He'll get held up for a moment. That will allow Tanner Mullins to pull ahead of the 4X of Gustin. Now Gustin will cross to the bottom groove of the speedway, that time in turns 3 and 4. He'll take that top line back away from the 23 of Adam Cates, rush back up to the cushion through turns 1 and 2. So he'll get back to his preferred high line this time, but he's got some ground to make back up now in the 02 of Tanner Mullins. Not to mention the 6 of Casey Skyberg is playing around along that top side as well. This time he'll move to the bottom, so Gustin may have clear sailing along the cushion for a while, but now he's going to have to deal with Terry Phillips, as Phillips is now closed in on the 4X of Ryan Gustin. So TP right there catfishes the bottom off of turn number 4. He may grab second, he will. Put Phillips up into the runner-up spot from 13th on the grid. Out of the B main into second, and soon to be likely challenging the 02 of Tanner Mullins for the lead, as we've got heavy lap traffic ahead of your leaders. They're 3 wide. Skyberg, Duval, and Franklin 3 wide right in front of your leaders. This one is going to get dicey as the 02 of Mullins moves to the outside. TP may take the lead down the back straightaway, and he will. Phillips into the top spot over the 02 of Tanner Mullins. Mullins trying to take it back along the bottom as Phillips wrestles the cushion off of turn number 4. Mullins will keep the lead at the line as they work through heavy lap traffic. Phillips back up to the outside. He has a pretty good run now. He had been running the bottom. Now he's changed his line to the high side. He'll cross back to the bottom through turns 3 and 4, and Mullins will now go to the high side, and Phillips will have the drive off to take the lead here with 26 laps in the books. So new leader Terry Phillips here with 26 down, but Mullins not going to give it up easy. He's going to come back after the 75 down the back straightaway through turns 3 and 4. Mullins sneaking down to the inside. He may take the lead back, and he will. Tanner Mullins, new leader here with 27 laps in the books. So Phillips led lap 26. Mullins took it back on 27. We'll see what happens on 28. The 4X of Gustin now back in the picture, wrestling the car along the cushion. He jumped up and out of the groove, giving it all he's got right now in that 4X car, cracking the whip maybe a little bit too hard for a moment. But he gathers it in to hang on to the 3rd place spot as your leaders remain side by side into turns 3 and 4. Phillips to the inside, Mullins to the high side. Phillips slides up, takes the line away from Mullins down the front straightaway, but drops back through the middle this time. He'll find plenty of traction to work with through the middle, and now he will gap Mullins down the back straightaway. About 5 car lengths the advantage for Terry Phillips that time down the back stretch as Gustin is all 4 wheels over the cushion once again with 10 laps to go. 30 laps in, 10 laps remain. Terry Phillips, your leader, with a lap car between himself and the 0-2 of Tanner Mullins. Then it is Gustin in the third place spot, Sorensen and Ramirez fourth and fifth. Out of turn number 4, 32 and 8 laps remain. Terry Phillips having a little trouble getting around the 6 of Casey Skyberg, tried to clear to his outside, but the door got shut. So Phillips trying to work through some more lap traffic. Tanner Mullins trying to close the gap, 33 in and 7 to go. Phillips will now clear by the 6 of Casey Skyberg. Zach Vanderbeek, a past winner here at the Lucas Oil Speedway, in danger of going down a lap now to the 75 of Terry Phillips. As Phillips continues to work through the middle of the speedway, it's Phillips your leader, Mullins in second. Ramirez now up to third over the 19 of Sorensen, and Gustin slipped back to fifth. So Gustin back into the fifth place spot. 5 laps to go this time by for Terry Phillips in the 75. Phillips works the bottom groove of the speedway through turns of 3 and 4. 4 laps will remain for the Springfield, Missouri veteran, and he's got trouble down the front straightaway. Your leader breaks down the front stretch. TP, he looked to be slowed on entry at turns 3 and 4, and sure enough, he drops off into the infield, and Tanner Mullins will now have the lead back with 3 laps to go this time by. So tough break for Terry Phillips. Tanner Mullins reclaims the lead here in the closing laps of this one. He's got nearly a full straightaway advantage over second place running Derek Ramirez. 2 laps to go this time by for the 0-2 of Mullins. Mullins now lapping the 33Z of Zach Vanderbeek as he gets set to see the white flag off of turn number 4. 1 more lap to go for the 0-2 of Tanner Mullins. He'll work down the back straightaway for the final time here at the Lucas Oil Speedway. He's been off to a red-hot start 2020 season, and he will pick up his first career USMTS win here in Wheatland, Missouri. Tanner Mullins, your feature winner in 0-2.